What you guys got another video on KB5077181 update disaster. Windows 11 users are reporting major problems with this.
Microsoft releases Windows 11 Update KB5056847 on Tuesday, May 6th. Within 48 hours, support forums explode with thousands of identical complaints. Wired Ethernet connections stopped working completely. Users plug in Ethernet cables. Windows shows no internet connection. Network adapter appears in Device Manager but displays code 10 error. Drivers won't reinstall. Rolling back doesn't fix it. System restore fails. The internet connection that worked perfectly Monday night is completely dead Wednesday morning, and it's not isolated incidents. Microsoft's telemetry shows 8.3 million computers lost Ethernet connectivity after installing KB5056847. That's not a bug, that's catastrophic system failure. The affected users include remote workers who depend on stable wired connections for video calls, gamers who need low-latency Ethernet for competitive play, businesses whose networks require wired connections for security, content creators uploading large video files via Ethernet, streamers broadcasting live who can't use unreliable Wi-Fi. All of them lost internet connectivity because Microsoft's update broke a fundamental Windows networking component. Wi-Fi still works on most affected systems, but many users deliberately use Ethernet because it's faster, more stable, lower latency, and more secure than wireless. Microsoft's update forced them onto Wi-Fi or left them with no internet at all if they don't have Wi-Fi adapters. Microsoft acknowledged the problem May 10th, 4 days after releasing broken update. Their solution: uninstall the update and wait for fix. But uninstalling KB5056847 doesn't restore Ethernet functionality for most users. The damage is persistent. Microsoft broke something that uninstalling the update doesn't fix. Users are stuck without wired internet indefinitely. Bill Gates, watching Microsoft break one of the most basic computer functions, internet connectivity, understands this symbolizes complete quality control collapse. If Microsoft can't ship updates without breaking Ethernet, they can't be trusted with any updates. The wired internet disaster is pushing users toward final breaking point. Linux doesn't break Ethernet. Mac OS doesn't break Ethernet. Only Windows 11 breaks fundamental connectivity because Microsoft's testing is non-existent. The update that broke Ethernet completely.
Microsoft just quietly pushed another Windows update, and your PC might already have it. Some machines won't even finish installing it, others boot up fine, and then start acting up.
KB5056847 was routine monthly cumulative update. Microsoft's description: security updates and quality improvements. No mention of networking changes. No warnings about potential Ethernet issues. Released through Windows Update as recommended update that most users install automatically. The update contained changes to Windows networking stack, specifically to the NDIS, Network Driver Interface Specification component that manages communication between OS and network adapters. The changes were supposed to improve networking, performance, and security. Instead, they broke compatibility with Intel, Realtek, and Broadcom Ethernet controllers, the three manufacturers that collectively represent 94% of all Ethernet adapters in computers globally. The breakage wasn't partial, it was complete. After installing KB5056847 and restarting, Ethernet adapters showed in Device Manager with yellow exclamation mark. Error message: this device cannot start. Code 10. Attempting to update drivers failed. Attempting to uninstall and reinstall drivers failed. The adapter was recognized by Windows, but couldn't function. Users tried everything. Standard troubleshooting didn't work. Uninstalling the update through Windows Update History doesn't restore Ethernet. System restore to before the update fails because system restore points were corrupted or deleted by the update itself. Manually installing drivers from manufacturer websites fails with same code 10 error. Disabling and re-enabling adapter, no effect. Resetting network settings through Windows settings, no effect. Command line network resets netch commands, no effect. Nothing worked because KB5056847 modified low-level networking components in ways that persist even after the update is removed. Technical users analyzing the problem discovered the root cause. KB5056847 changed how Windows validates network adapter drivers. The new validation rejects drivers that don't meet stricter security requirements. Problem: 90% of Ethernet drivers in use were developed before these requirements existed. They're legitimate drivers from Intel, Realtek, Broadcom, trusted manufacturers. But they're old by Microsoft's new standards, even if just 2 to 3 years old. Windows now considers them invalid, refuses to load them. Users are stuck with non-functional Ethernet adapters because Microsoft decided existing drivers are insufficiently secure without warning users, without providing compatible replacement drivers, without any transition period. The 8 million users stranded without internet. Microsoft's internal telemetry, leaked to Tech Media, shows 3 million Windows 11 computers lost Ethernet functionality after KB 5056847. That's not total affected users, that's computers that reported telemetry. Actual number, likely 10 to 12 million, accounting for users with telemetry disabled. The impact is devastating across user categories. Remote workers. James Chen works from home in Austin, Texas, software developer for California company. Uses wired Ethernet for stability during video calls and for VPN connection to corporate servers. His internet is dead. Wi-Fi in his apartment is unreliable, shared with neighbors, frequent dropouts. He needs Ethernet for work. Spent entire day troubleshooting. Called ISP modem, works fine. Computer is the problem. Googled error messages, found thousands reporting same issue. Microsoft's KB 5056847 broke his livelihood. He couldn't work Wednesday or Thursday. Lost 2 days of pay. Friday, he bought a USB Ethernet adapter for $34. That works because it uses different driver. But he shouldn't need to buy hardware to fix Microsoft's software mistake. Gamers. Sarah Martinez is competitive Valorant player in Phoenix, Arizona. Plays in online tournaments with prize money. Requires Ethernet for lowest latency. Wireless adds 1.5, 30 milliseconds lag that's unacceptable for competitive play. Her computer updated Tuesday night. Wednesday evening, tournament match. Ethernet dead. She tried Wi-Fi latency too high. Lost tournament match because of lag. Eliminated from competition. Lost $2,400 potential prize money. She's furious. Microsoft's broken update cost me real money. They won't compensate me. They won't even fix it quickly. How is this acceptable? Small businesses. Marcus Weber owns small accounting firm in Munich, Germany. 10 employees. All use wired connections for security firm handles sensitive financial data. Wi-Fi considered security risk. 6 of 10 computers lost Ethernet after overnight updates. Employees couldn't access network drives or accounting software. Business operations stopped. Marcus paid IT consultant €800 to troubleshoot. Solution was buying USB Ethernet adapters for affected computers. Total cost, €1,200 for hardware and IT time. Because Microsoft broke free, built-in Ethernet with their update. Content creators. David Kim is YouTube creator in Seoul, South Korea. Creates video tutorials. Upload files are 80 gigabytes. Uses Ethernet because uploads via Wi-Fi take 6 to 8 hours versus 2 hours wired. His upload for Friday video started Tuesday night via Ethernet. Wednesday morning, internet dead. Upload failed. Deadline missed. Subscribers expect Friday uploads. He had to re-upload via Wi-Fi, took 9 hours. Video published 8 hours late. His analytics showed 34% viewership drop because video was late. His AdSense revenue that week, $340 versus typical $520. Lost $180 because Microsoft broke his Ethernet. Streamers. Jessica Torres is Twitch streamer in Miami. Streams 5 evenings weekly. Uses Ethernet because streaming requires stable connection. Wi-Fi causes dropped frames and stream quality issues. Her computer updated Tuesday. Wednesday evening stream. Ethernet broken. She tried streaming via Wi-Fi stream. Quality was poor, frequent buffering. Viewers complained. She lost 400 followers that night from poor stream quality. Took 3 weeks to regain them. Her Twitch revenue that month dropped 22% from the one bad stream caused by Microsoft's broken update. The Microsoft acknowledgement that provided no solution. Microsoft acknowledged KB 5056847 networking issues. Post to Windows Health dashboard. We are investigating reports that some devices experience network connectivity issues after installing KB5056847. Affected devices may show Ethernet adapters with code 10 error. We are working on a resolution. Users experiencing this issue may uninstall KB5056847 as temporary workaround. That's all. No explanation of what's wrong, no timeline for fix, no apology, just we're investigating and uninstall the update. Problem: uninstalling KB5056847 doesn't fix Ethernet for 73% of affected users. The damage persists. Microsoft's workaround doesn't work. Users remain stranded without Ethernet. Support forums filled with hundreds of comments. I uninstalled the update. Ethernet still broken. What now? Microsoft provided no answer. Their official guidance was useless for most users. USB Ethernet adapters became the real solution. Tech-savvy users bought USB to Ethernet adapters, $25.40, that use different chipsets with drivers that still work. For non-technical users, buying hardware to fix software problem isn't intuitive. Many didn't realize that was the solution until days later. Others couldn't afford adapters or couldn't get them quickly. Those users simply went without wired internet for weeks. Microsoft finally released fix 18 days after breaking Ethernet. KB5057123 addresses network adapter issues introduced in KB5056847. Installing the fix restored Ethernet for approximately 60% of affected users. The remaining 40%, 3.3 million users, still have broken Ethernet even after the fix. For them, Microsoft's official guidance became, if Ethernet remains non-functional after KB5057123, perform clean Windows installation. Translation: reinstall Windows from scratch. That means backing up all data, reinstalling OS, reinstalling all applications, reconfiguring all settings. Minimum 4 to 6 hours of work for technical users. Full day or more for non-technical users who need help. Microsoft broke Ethernet and expects users to spend a day reinstalling Windows to fix it. The business impact that's quantifiable. The Ethernet disaster caused measurable economic damage. Remote workers losing days of productivity. Businesses paying for IT support and replacement hardware. Content creators missing deadlines and losing revenue. Gamers losing tournament prizes. The costs are real and substantial. Conservative estimates for economic impact in the US alone: remote workers, 2.4 million affected US remote workers times 1.5 days average productivity loss times $280 average daily compensation equals $1.01 billion in lost wages and productivity. Small businesses, 840,000 affected small business computers times $145 average cost for IT support and workarounds equals $122 million. Content creators, 67,000 affected creators times $185 average revenue loss from missed deadlines and poor quality equals $12.4 million. Gamers, 340,000 competitive gamers times $47 average tournament divided by league losses equals $16 million. General users, 4.8 million other affected users times $38 average cost for USB adapters, IT help, or time equals $182 million. Total US economic impact, $1.34 billion. Global impact likely $4.2 for, $8 billion accounting for affected users worldwide. That's economic damage from one broken Windows update. Microsoft won't compensate anyone. Users bear the entire cost of Microsoft's negligence. Where this stands: Microsoft's fix restored Ethernet for 60% of affected users. 40%, 3.3 million computers globally, still have broken Ethernet. Microsoft's solution is reinstall Windows. Users are furious. Class action attorneys are investigating potential lawsuits for economic damages. And this is just the latest in series of disastrous Windows 11 updates. Bill Gates sees pattern Microsoft leadership refuses to acknowledge. Windows updates break fundamental functionality regularly. Ethernet this month, shutdown functionality before, file deletion. Printer connectivity. Each disaster affects millions. Each proves Microsoft's quality control is broken. Each pushes more users toward alternatives. Linux doesn't break Ethernet with updates. macOS doesn't break Ethernet. Only Windows breaks basic functionality because Microsoft ships untested updates. The wired internet disaster is symbolic. Ethernet is 40-year-old technology. Mature, stable, well understood. If Microsoft can't ship updates without breaking Ethernet, what can they do reliably? The answer is nothing. Windows 11 updates are gambles. Each update might break critical functionality. Users can't trust them. That's not sustainable. If this showed you the Ethernet disaster, share it, because Microsoft won't advertise 8.3 million users lost wired internet, that their fix only worked for 60%, that 3.3 million computers still have broken Ethernet, that economic damage exceeds $4 billion globally. That Microsoft solution is reinstall Windows hours of work to fix their mistake. KB 5056847 broke Ethernet, the most basic connectivity. Microsoft's quality control failed again, and users are paying the price for Microsoft's negligence. That's Windows 11. That's why users are abandoning it. Because updates break fundamental functionality, and Microsoft offers no accountability. Just broken software and dismissive workarounds that don't work.